But I'm a woman. I pick myself up.
The Abandons is an upcoming period western on Netflix that will transport viewers to a notorious era of American history. Today at Screen Rant, we are talking about a show that delves into outlaw gangs from the 1850s with a cast of A-listers like Gillian Anderson and Lena Headey. The new western by Sons of Anarchy showrunner Kurt Sutter goes back to the Old West. But this time, unlike the leather-clad bikers of Sons of Anarchy, Sutter's series is led by strong female characters. For instance, Lena Headey plays Fiona Nolan, a devout Irish woman who isn't able to conceive children, so she ends up adopting 4 children, believing that her actions will have a higher purpose. But raising a family is difficult in 1850s era Oregon, as her land is being seized unlawfully by European aristocrats. This intriguing premise then gives way to the rise of outlaw gangs and how they came to be in this part of America. The basic idea is to push this adopted family to the levels of desperation when they will be compelled to rely on methods to survive. Methods that are beyond law and order. As show creator Kurt Sutter told Netflix, "I'm fascinated by the metamorphosis of good into evil. What must transpire to drive the morally sound to become the dangerously corrupt? The Abandons explores those complex compromises through the most powerful human instinct, the love and protection of mothers." After playing Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones, Emmy nominee Lena Headey will be seen as Fiona Nolan, the matriarch of her makeshift family. But going against her will be Gillian Anderson's Constance Van Ness. The matriarch of her own family, Constance seeks to expand her business ventures after she acquires her husband's mining fortune. Ruthless in her capitalistic endeavors, Constance's eyes are on the Fiona land, bringing the two women at odds with each other. While Emmy winner Gillian Anderson broke out as Agent Dana Scully in The X-Files, her recent popularity has been through Netflix roles like Margaret Thatcher in The Crown and Jean Milburn in Sex Education.
Prime Minister, what a lovely morning.
So it only makes sense for her to join yet another high-profile Netflix project. Other popular names confirmed to be in The Abandons include Nick Robinson and Booksmart actress Diana Silvers. Both actors will be playing siblings, although not much of their backstory has been revealed yet. Meanwhile, Lucas Till and Aisling Franciosi will play younger members of the Van Ness family. Till is mostly known for playing the titular hero in MacGyver and the mutant Havoc in X-Men First Class, while Franciosi was last seen in horror films like Stop Motion and Speak No Evil. The rest of the ensemble also includes another Game of Thrones star, Michael Huisman, who was last seen in Netflix's Rebel Moon movies. Interestingly enough, the cast also includes a Sons of Anarchy actor. While his role in The Abandons isn't specified now, Ryan Hurst is also in the show. Sons of Anarchy fans will remember Hurst as Jack's long-haired best friend, Harry Opie Winston. When it was announced that Kurt Sutter was working on a period western about outlaw gangs, fans of Sons of Anarchy were quick to draw connections. But as of now, Sutter hasn't confirmed this series to be related to Sons of Anarchy in any way. In an age of legacy sequels and revivals, it's tempting to think of The Abandons as being set in the same world as Sons of Anarchy. Both shows are about social outcasts who become outlaws. While motorcycles don't exist in the 19th century world of The Abandons, audiences can expect horseback riders to evade the law and take justice into their own hands. The lead characters aren't necessarily evil in both shows and are otherwise morally righteous. Further, while Sons of Anarchy's Jack struggles with being a father and an outlaw biker, The Abandons' Fiona Nolan can also be shown as a mother pushed to her limits in the world of outlaw gangs. And while Sons of Anarchy was fixated on the world of biker clubs and bike riding outlaws, The Abandons promises to have a similarly in-depth look at the outlaw gangs of the Old West. Another way of connecting the two shows can be that the characters in The Abandons are somehow the ancestors of the heroes in Sons of Anarchy. The Yellowstone franchise has tried to do the same, going back in time with prequels like 1883 and 1923. The story and setting of these prequels might be different from Yellowstone, but the characters somehow are linked to Yellowstone's Dutton family. The only logical inconsistency in these connection theories is the presence of actor Ryan Hurst in both shows. Opie from Sons of Anarchy clearly can't go back to the 1850s. As for Sutter himself, the screenwriter has not hinted at any connections between the two series. Another reason why The Abandons might after all not be connected with Sons of Anarchy at all would be the difference in production studios. Sons of Anarchy and its spin-off Mayans MC were both FX originals, while The Abandons has found its home on Netflix. With both properties on such different platforms, it's hard to draw a connection. The last series that Kurt Sutter had been working on as a writer was on the Sons of Anarchy spin-off Mayans MC, a show that he also created. However, in 2019, Sutter was fired by FX after complaints of abrasive and unprofessional behavior. Since then, Sutter made his film acting debut in the 2021 sci-fi film Chaos Walking. But The Abandons is a clean slate for Sutter to resume his writing duties after his long stint on the Sons of Anarchy universe. As reported by Deadline, Kurt Sutter had the idea for The Abandons even before Sons of Anarchy. Sutter was also influenced by the origins of the Mafia while writing the series. In October 2022, Netflix revealed that the first season of The Abandons will have 10-hour-long episodes. Some of the directors who are confirmed for this season include Steven Surgic and Otto Bathurst, who will also serve as executive producers. Surgic has significant Netflix experience, having directed episodes of Daredevil, The Witcher, The Umbrella Academy, and The Punisher. As for Otto Bathurst, he has directed episodes of the British period crime drama Peaky Blinders, along with the pilot episode of Black Mirror. Bathurst's work on Peaky Blinders and the period western Billy the Kid might influence his direction on The Abandons. The Sons of Anarchy Motorcycle Club Redwood original might not be a real-life gang, but it is very much inspired by similar outfits. Before he created Sons of Anarchy, Kurt Sutter spent a lot of time with outlaw motorcycle gangs in Northern California to research for his show. This is what made the show feel authentic, not only in terms of characters, but also the biker culture they adopt, such as the gang having its own charter. While Sutter hasn't revealed his influences yet, The Abandons can similarly be inspired by many real-life outlaw gangs from 1850s America. Outlaws like Jesse James are very well documented from the Wild West, but there are some notorious women outlaws too. The female protagonists of The Abandons resemble the Texas landowner Sally Skull, who handled the business and protection of her land when her husband died. Known for her shooting abilities and her horse trading skills, she defied the female stereotypes of that era. Other female outlaws from the 19th century include Belle Starr, who was notorious as a horse thief and once provided shelter to Jesse James, and Etta Place, who is known as a companion of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Butch Cassidy's Hole-in-the-Wall Gang struck
Butch Cassidy's Hole-in-the-Wall Gang, that's me.
There are many real-life examples that Sutter can draw on for crafting his characters. So while The Abandons hasn't revealed any official stills or trailers yet, Kurt Sutter's involvement and an A-list cast make it one of the most anticipated Netflix shows in the upcoming release calendar. The 2023 Writers Guild strikes delayed principal photography by a year, but in the spring of 2024, filming resumed in Calgary. Even if The Abandons isn't directly connected to Sons of Anarchy, the Netflix original might balance gritty outlaw action with emotional character arcs, just like Kurt Sutter's magnum opus. Are you looking forward to this show? Thank you for watching Screen Rant, and stay tuned for more television news.